Good evening and welcome to Nationwide. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Now the news. The Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, in collaboration with major national and international stakeholders, brought together investors, government officials, the Nigerian diaspora in Toronto for the inaugural Nigeria Diaspora Investment Economic Conference. Deborah Balagbobo reports that the conference is championed by NIDCOM's chairman, Abike Dabiri-Erewa, and led by the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila.
This is the first edition of the conference taking place in downtown Toronto, bringing together government and business leaders under one roof to make the case for Nigeria as an investment destination. Chairman NIDCOM Abike Dabiri-Erewa said the conference was an opportunity to deepen engagement with Nigerians living abroad and attract more capital and expertise into the country, noting that the focus must now shift from conversations to actual investment.
So the door is open. The door to Nigeria is open. Nigeria is open for business. The opportunity is now. Let's build together. And like I said again, don't just succeed in Canada, succeed for Nigeria.
I'm happy to say that we are now making conscious effort to make sure we bring back those values where our industry can thrive, where we can train our people, where we can create job opportunities for our people.
Our message to the diaspora is clear. We do not ask you to invest in Nigeria only because Nigeria is home. We invite you to invest because Nigeria offers a compelling business proposition.
To power the new Africa, that should power the new Nigeria on a sustainable basis.
As the conference continues, the challenge will be to turn the promise of a Nigeria ready for business into tangible deals, jobs, and long-term economic growth. Deborah Balagbobo, NTA News.
To regional matters, ECOWAS is working towards a regional consensus on a framework before institutional adoption of a carbon market platform in West Africa. A validation workshop in Abuja harmonized inputs from regional stakeholders. Kelvin Eunwai reports.
Climate change is one of the major challenges facing ECOWAS member states. Although the region is responsible for only a small share of global greenhouse gas emissions, it remains among the most vulnerable to the impacts of climate change.
The World Bank believes that more than 40 million people will be forced to will be displaced because of climate change.
The workshop is expected to lead to approval and adoption of a final and operational framework for a regional carbon market that expresses the aspirations of the regional bloc. In Abuja, Kelvin Eunwai, NTA News.
Now, as part of Nigeria's broader efforts to deepen bilateral defense cooperation, advance indigenous defense production, and strengthen the country's long-term defense industrial capabilities, the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Mohammed Matawale, led a Nigerian defense delegation to key defense industry establishments in the Arab Republic of Egypt. The visit provided the Nigerian team the opportunity to examine a range of defense systems and equipment manufactured by the Egyptian company. The minister stated that Nigeria's principal objective was to explore avenues for a sustainable industrial partnership for both countries to work collaboratively, particularly through DICON, towards the joint manufacture of selected military equipment and systems. The delegation had an engagement with the Egyptian Ministry of Military Production in Cairo, where discussions centered on the prospects for establishing an ammunition production line in Nigeria. Meanwhile, 5 Division Implementation Committee of the Nigerian Army has visited Kogi State seeking cooperation of traditional rulers for a smooth takeoff of the newly created units in Ibiraland. They visited the Onoyi of Ibiraland.
The visit is in line with the establishment of 5 Division of Nigerian Army, with Kogi State formerly under 2 Division with its headquarters in Ibadan, but now moved to 5 Division with its headquarters in Makurdi. Following this development, top Army officers saddled with the responsibility of implementing the 5 Division, led by Major General Raymond Usaha, were at the palace of the Ohinoyi of Ibiraland, Ahmed Tijani Anaja, where they met traditional rulers in the affected communities for effective implementation.
So we are here to interface with the local authorities to see where we could site additional units, because these divisions come with brigades and units. So we are here to interface to see how we have a balanced deployment of all these units to bring about the needed.
I ask all the OHIs to go back home and come along with 5 men from the various districts. Those 5 men will now form committee. They will meet me here in the palace. We'll discuss to see how are we going to give them a helping hand. And I use this opportunity to talk to our people. We should try to cooperate and give them maximum support.
The increase in brigades and units in Kogi State is to stem insecurity.
From Ibiraland, we now move to Jalingo, where the Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Iman Sulaiman Ibrahim, says the federal government is strengthening social protection and promoting inclusive national development. This was when she flagged off the National Council on Women Affairs in the state. Abdullahi Awal reports.
Is focused on strategies to strengthen Nigeria's social protection system and develop practical responses to the challenges confronting women, children and vulnerable households.
Strengthening family is therefore not sentimental. It's an economic policy of the highest return. The renewed hope agenda of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, recognizes this reality, and his declaration of 2026 as the year of family and social development places the family at the center of our national transformation.
Taraba State will continue to support initiatives and partnerships that promote dignity, opportunity, and social protection for our people. We are ready to work with the federal government and all stakeholders to ensure that the outcome of this council contribute meaningfully to our collective national development.
A major highlight of the opening ceremony was the presentation of cash empowerment support by the minister to selected groups, organizations and individuals as part of effort to improve livelihoods and promote economic inclusion. In Jalingo, Awal Abdullahi, NTA News.
Away from women affairs, with the 2027 general election gathering momentum, media and youth-based non-profit organizations must join forces to reorientate Nigerian youth and curb destructive behaviors. This was re-echoed during an engagement between the management of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, and the leadership of Youth Hub Africa. Unisa Suleiman reports.
Are young Nigerians walking into the headquarters of the Africa's largest television network, NTA, seeking partnership for youth to catalyze development in the country and Africa. Leader of the team noted that media remains the most powerful tool for shaping narratives about young people, and that NTA's wider reach makes it a critical partner for projecting youth-led solutions, entrepreneurship, civic engagement and innovation.
Our purpose here today is to familiarize ourselves with the Nigerian Television Authority, find opportunities that we can collaborate with this great institution.
The Director General of the NTA, Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos, assured the visiting youth that the medium is ready to serve as a launching pad for creating awareness against political violence and other societal ills ahead of the general elections.
We are going to inform the management. We are ready to collaborate with you. NTA is for everybody.
Youth Hub Africa is a non-profit making organization founded in 2011 with a mission to equipping young people with skills and enabling environment to take a center stage for Africa's development. In Abuja, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA News.
Meanwhile, participants of the Senior Executive Course 48 of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPS Kuru, commends the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, for its pivotal role in preserving culture and driving the country's development forward. The commendation came during a study tour by participants to NTA Bauchi. Muazu Hassan reports.
The National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies tour commenced with presentations on NTA news and programs on the orange economy and the role of media in national development.
As the continent's largest television network, NTA is committed to countering external media bias by presenting local and international affairs from an indigenous viewpoint with the aim of promoting African values, cultural heritage, and national cohesion.
Our programs continues in active rotation from the pre-production to the production, post-production, and lastly, transmission to the audience.
We therefore consider it a great honor to seek your wisdom, guidance, and perspectives as part of our learning process.
Our commitment extends beyond news dissemination to acting as vital bridge between the government policy and the populace.
Participants oversight various departments of the station to acquire more knowledge on the NTA's contribution as the only public television station in Nigeria. In Bauchi, Muaz Hassan, NTA News.
Now, for most people, using the left hand may seem like a simple matter of preference. But for millions of people around the world, being left-handed is simply the way they are. As the world marks International Left-Handers Day, Alika Opanachi Arua met two Nigerian families whose stories show that what makes us different can also be what makes us special.
Inside the Arua household, left-handedness comes naturally. Ayuba Ibrahim Arua writes with his left hand. So does two sons. What some people once considered unusual has become a family identity, shaping the way they learn, work, and interact with the world.
My son, while in school, was being forced by the teacher to use the right hand. And I had to approach the teacher that I am the parent, I am the one who pays the school fees, and I'm left-handed. So why the stigmatization? Why are you, suppressing him? Because, when you do this, it affects the child. So we have to start creating that awareness. There is need for us in Nigeria to, do more.
For Hajia Nefisat, the experience is also familiar. She and her son are both left-handed. This shared experience has created a unique bond between them.
I know how we struggled then when I was in school. When I was a child, I wasn't seeing it as an issue. But growing up, I discovered that most times I'm sitting on the table when I went for my NCE then. Those labs were long tables. So if I sit with the right-handed, I have to be bumping elbows. So I feel the government should also look into this and create tables, scissors, sewing machine. I sew. So I know the issue I face also with sewing.
Example, the notebook. Like if you see a left person writing, they mostly bend. So yeah, it's quite difficult.
As more families embrace individuality and reject old stereotypes, the message of International Left-Handers Day remains clear. Our differences should be celebrated, not suppressed.
They said that why do you write with left hand? It's better you write with right hand.
Anytime I'm writing, they'll start saying a bill. So use this hand. I'll try to use it, but I'll start writing rubbish on it. But if I use this hand now, I'll start writing good.
Expert says that handedness develops early in life and is influenced by a combination of genetic and developmental factors.
Again, don't forget that we have neurological wiring in the brain. Okay, and at that age, when the child is growing up, what you reinforce will redirect how the neurons in the brain connect to each other.
As I work on this report, I reflect on my own family. My husband and our son are also left-handed. Left-handedness is simply another expression of human diversity, not a weakness. and certainly not something that should be corrected. In Abuja, Alika Opanachi, Arua, NTA News.
Thank you so much, Alika. But I'm not sure if Adeola in Lagos is left-handed, but she has the next set of reports. Adeola.
Its government has taken another step to strengthen food security with the inauguration of a Lagos Fresh Food Hub in Agege. The facility is expected to improve food distribution, reduce post-harvest losses, and expand market opportunities for farmers, traders, and consumers. Joyken Abakboye reports.
The newly inaugurated Lagos Fresh Food Hub at Penn Cinema, Agege, is part of the Lagos State Government's food systems transformation agenda aimed at making food more affordable, accessible, and efficiently distributed. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu says with over 70% of the food consumed in Lagos produced outside the state, the government is developing a network of modern food hubs to improve the movement of produce from farms to markets and ultimately to consumers.
Lagos can become not merely a great consumer of food, but a significant producer, processor, enabler, distributor, and in time, exporter of fish, poultry, vegetables, and other agricultural commodities.
And that means it's going to give a lot of market folks an opportunity to do their business in a structured environment.
Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Systems, Abisola Olusanya, said the hub is expected to facilitate over 5 billion naira in food transactions annually when it becomes fully operational in 6 weeks.
The thinking behind these controlled hubs also goes beyond food distribution. We are trying to deal with some of the problems that have become almost inseparable from the way food is traditionally traded in a city like Lagos.
Today is not merely about commissioning another physical structure. We are commissioning an idea, an opportunity, a stronger food system, and most importantly, a new chapter in the economic life of Agege.
The 7,000 square meter facility, which complements the existing hubs in Mushin and Abijo, features a spacious trading floor, dry and cold storage facilities, a dedicated seafood section, ample parking space, and electric vehicle charging points. In Lagos, Joyken Abakboye, NTA News.
Indigenous languages are gradually disappearing from many homes, especially in urban areas. In many families, parents communicate primarily in English or other widely spoken languages, believing it gives their children an educational or social advantage. Lynn Lenake examines the impact of neglecting local languages in the society.
In Nigeria, there are over 500 indigenous languages. Preserving these languages is essential to safeguarding the country's rich cultural heritage and security. The home remains the first and most important place to pass down culture and values to the next generation.
A particular country, we know the blacks are like trying to find their way back, that okay, this is not where we are, we originated from somewhere, and they're trying to find out how they can link back to their foundation. So we mustn't let this our cultural language be eroded, because if these children don't speak it now, very soon it will go extinct.
But when a language disappears, it takes away cultural values, oral history, traditional knowledge, and sense of identity. In the absence of indigenous languages in the homes, these parents say children may struggle to communicate with older adults whose foundation is rooted in culture.
It's a thing of the modern age. When we were born, especially I was born in the village, I was born and also grew up in the village. So everybody was confident with speaking our native language over there and then. But now people are beginning to change.
I was one of those people that always said, oh, I can't raise my children, in such way that they can't speak that dialect. But now I know the difficulty, because I married here in Lagos and my children grew up here in Lagos. And I see myself speaking the same English to them.
In Yoruba, in Hausa, in Igbo, Calabar, Edo,
everybody. Try to teach your pikin in own language because of education.
To preserve indigenous languages, families are encouraged to speak their native languages at home, celebrate cultural festivals, cook local meals, and wear traditional attires to prevent extinction. In Lagos, Lane Lenake, NTA News.
And that's a contribution from Lagos. Nationwide will continue in Port Harcourt with Doris Akumoye after the break.
Beating heart of Owerri, business never sleeps. From sunrise to sundown, the wheels keep turning. And behind the scenes, vision meets action. Governor Hope Uzodimma's leadership has turned manifestos into reality. Transformations that feel like a miracle. But progress needs peace, and in Imo, it's not left to chance. From land to sky to river deep, guardians are watching, protecting dreams and opportunity. At Orashi's quiet shore, hydropower is rising, set to energize a growing economy. The change is visible. New roads emerge, industry hums, communities come alive. At the center, a digital revolution. 500,000 young minds trained each year to build the future. As Orashi rises, so does Imo and the hopes of a hard-working people. A new Imo is on the rise.
TerraCube, unwrap joy, unleash taste.
Where was the stabilizing factor in this house? With Chinwe gone, this house will collapse in 2 days.
But they are all I have left.
Quite frankly, we'd rather be with our father than with anybody else.
Tayo is my child, you are not a mother, and you will never be.
Hey, it's okay, it's enough! I won't stand here and listen to you say rubbish to me because of your dumb modeling job. Well, this is not as dumb.
Rain. It's rain in your face.
It's election time. The Osun governorship election holds on Saturday, 15th August 2026. Watch every moment unfold and live only on the NTA, the largest television network in Africa. From voting to results to declaration, we bring you full, credible, and uninterrupted coverage. Watch it all happen live only on NTA, the largest television network in Africa. Don't miss a thing.
Every day, across forests, highways, towns, and villages, brave men and women stand watch so that Nigeria can sleep. They leave their families behind, confront danger head-on, and make sacrifices many of us will never see. Yet, the enemies of our nation continue their assault. They target our children. They murder innocent citizens. They force families from their homes. They turn thriving communities into places of fear and uncertainty. Their goal is simple: to break our spirit, divide our people, and steal the future of our nation. But Nigeria is stronger than terror. As we demand greater accountability, stronger security measures, and more effective action from those entrusted with our safety, we must also play our part. Support our security forces. Salute their gallantry. Stand with those who stand for us. If you see something, say something. Let us be our brother's keeper. We must never surrender to fear, despair, or hopelessness. This is not the time for division, not by tribe, not by religion, not by region, not by political party. Because terror recognizes no ethnicity, no faith, and no ideology. Its enemy is all of us. And together, united as one people, we can defeat it. For our children, for our communities, for our future, for Nigeria. Join the movement. Stand for our country. Stand for one another. #Unite against terror.
Welcome to Port Harcourt. Communities are taking initiatives that both infrastructural and human capital development towards complementing government efforts. Such initiatives are becoming obvious in some communities in River State, including Bonny Island, where a road network is under construction. Robinson Director visited the island recently and now reports.
For years, many communities have suffered poor infrastructural and human capital development, despite contributing significantly to the economy of Nigeria. To bridge this gap, some communities in River State are mobilizing resources to finance projects that would ease the plight of their people. Bonny Island is championing the initiative.
This road connected from Bonny Terminal Shell Gate to Cold Beach and to the palace, and we are starting to see the benefit now. The advancement layer is 250 millimeter thick, and then underneath the beginning part, which is the sand field.
The island's proximity to the Atlantic Ocean can boost trawler fish production, and with the development of a seaport, it can become a destination for tourism.
We're also appealing to the state government, the IOC, the kingdom, to have a joint venture where they can build a relaxing place.
The breeze in the area is very okay. Like others, foreigners and other investors can come to this place and build their hotels.
Another community that has bought into this initiative is Obama in Okrika, where a community-funded hospital and school were built through communal effort.
As the mango forest is expanding, the water is eating up the community. For decades, some of our houses have been devastated by water. So we appeal to government to come to our aid. We apply local measure to please assist the situation, but no way.
We are appealing to government to do an impactment on Obama community.
The commendable examples created by these two communities underscore the fact that community self-sustained initiatives are foundations for viable developmental strides. In Port Harcourt, Robinson Delatede, NTA News.
Despite repeated advice by financial regulators, continue to fall victim to Ponzi schemes. As more people lose their savings, concerns are growing over the impact on families, businesses, and the economy. Joy Uzo reports.
The promise of quick and easy money is one that many people find hard to resist, and that is how Ponzi schemes continue to attract victims. From MMM to several others that have emerged over the years, the pattern is almost always the same.
I saw an online publication using Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala for an advertisement. They gave me a site where I should log in. I did that using my ATM card. The time came when I saw 10,000 something withdraw from my account. So 2 or 3 days ago, the same guy called me. I told him, you're a fraudster. You're a scammer. You scammed me 10,000 something. He off that phone. Some people do trial by error. They will try their luck, but at the end of the day, you see them falling into such kind of traps.
It's a kind of reshuffling. So they collect from A and give to B, collect from B, give to C. They just keep reshuffling so that at the end of the day, if somebody fails to pay back, your money is gone. And that's what happened to us with MMM.
There's also maybe a lack of proper information, and it is good that your organization is doing something like this so that when you air certain things like this on the air, people should be able to learn.
And then some of them go as far as going on the radio, television, radio, media houses to, advertise what they do, when obviously what they are doing is nothing but fraud.
Experts say the damage goes beyond those who lose their savings. They warn that sponsor schemes reduce public confidence in genuine investment opportunities and can also affect the nation's economy.
Our website is very friendly. You can navigate easily. On there you can see who are the current CMOs, or capital market operators.
As authorities continue to fight against fraudulent investment schemes, Nigerians are advised to always verify any investment opportunity before parting with their money. Ponzi schemes promise hope, but too often leave behind shattered savings. In Port Harcourt, Joy Uzo, NTA News.
And that's our bit from here. Nationwide continues with Elizabeth in Abuja.
Thank you so much. The Presidential Working Group on the National Policing Bill has extended the deadline for submission of memoranda and position papers on the proposed legislation to Friday, August 21, 2026. A statement by the chairman of the working group and chief of staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, says the extension is to give individuals, institutions and organizations more time to make substantive contributions to the proposed law. It says submissions are expected from legal practitioners, civil society organizations, security experts, state governments, and other interested members of the public. The working group says the proposed bill is intended to provide a framework for effective, professional, and accountable policing that responds to Nigeria's security needs while protecting citizens' rights. All submissions must be ready by 5 p.m. on August 21 through the official National Policing Bill portal, www.nationalpolicingbill.com. The working group says it will present a final draft of the bill for onward legislative processing at the end of its assignments. To electoral matters, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has briefed accredited national and international observers ahead of Saturday, August 15 governorship election in Osun State. Kayode Oladusu has details.
President Electoral Commissioner in Osun State, Oluwatoyin Babalola, represented by the head of Department, Election and Party Monitoring, Joseph Okpatoki, reminded the observers of the significance of their role in the electoral process, encouraging them to respect the rules of the election, remain neutral, and report their findings accurately.
I want them to not be partisan, not to assume, not to deal with any politician, but to go there as a neutral body, record whatever they observe, and they give their report at the end of the observation.
The accredited observers affirmed their readiness to carry out their duties effectively, looking forward to a peaceful, transparent and credible governorship election.
The job of observers is nothing but to observe, to take records of what has, and to document it for posterity's sake.
The international observers, the domestic observers on ground, to air what they see and report to the appropriate channel. We are going to the field to observe how prepared the INEC and how coordinated are the political parties, and we only employ them to let us play the game according to the rules.
All the accredited national and international observers will monitor the election in all the 30 local government areas of the state. In Oshogbo, Kayode Oladusu, NTA News.
Still on Osun governorship election, the Savannah Center for Diplomacy, Democracy and Development has raised concerns over developments capable of undermining the electoral process. Abdul Mohammed Bawa reports.
Political activities are generating public interest and concern among stakeholders in Osun State as voters and other political actors count hours to the election day. The Savannah Center Council of the Wise has urged all stakeholders to uphold democratic principles and avoid actions capable of undermining the electoral process. The council commended the candidates and welcomed assurances from INEC and security agencies of a free and fair election, expressing concern over threats of violence and provocative actions.
No human life should be lost in an election. This is unpatriotic and unacceptable in a democratic setting where the ultimate goal is to participate in the electoral process and to serve the people.
The council urged political parties and their supporters to play by the rules while calling on INEC and security agencies to prevent electoral violence and investigate reported offences.
The Council of the Wise and indeed the Savannah Center and its national and international partners will continue to follow up the events leading to the election and the election itself with close and keen interest.
It also appealed to the people of Osun State to remain peaceful, resist provocation and vote freely, stressing that the outcome must reflect the will of the people. In Abuja, Abdul Mohammed Bawa, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Commandant General of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ahmed Abubakar Audu, has paid an operational visit to Osun State to assess security preparedness and ensure seamless coordination during the forthcoming election. The CG met with Governor Ademola Adeleke, reaffirming the Corps' commitment to ensuring a peaceful, free and credible election. Governor Ademola Adeleke commended the NSCDC for its steadfast protection of critical national assets and infrastructure across the state. The CG also visited INEC's state headquarters, where he assured the Commission of full operational support and issued a stern warning on potential vandals. And a support group on the platform of the All Progressives Congress, tagged New Direction Golden Women and Youth Initiative Support Group, has been formally inaugurated with a charge to take the renewed hope message to the next level. This was at a high-level engagement with some stakeholders across the country, where several layers of the renewed hope transformation were rated high in the history of modern governance, with life-changing gains and consistent race at making sectors productive.
I won't stay in Abuja and start working. I moved back to my home, grassroots, to talk to people. And with my full chest, I will give him 5 million votes.
As you can see, the economy of the country is in the right direction. So Nigerian youths, we are ever ready to elect Mr. President for a second term.
As members of this political party, we need to work for Mr. President and to support him.
Urged Nigerians to continue believing in the renewed hope government and vote in President Bola Tinubu for a second term for continuity and progress of the country, and later unveiled the renewed hope wrappers, which represent unity and national cohesion. Now, the Social Democratic Party says, as a part of Nigeria, the Middle Belt, very critical in Nigeria's political history and stands at a defining factor that will shape the outcome of Nigeria's presidential election in 2027. The party, led by its national chairman, Professor Abubakar Sadiq Gombe, met with the Middle Belt Forum as part of its consultative strategies ahead of the 2027 general election. The SDP presidential candidate, Prince Adewale Adebayo, who reeled out major components of the party's manifesto, expressed confidence that the forum will cooperate and give adequate support for the party to emerge victorious in the election. Meanwhile, representative of the forum, Malam Easy Waziri, promised that the party will surely get a feedback from the forum.
We have the elders in particular. We must take this visit and all that you've said back to them.
Prince Adewale also highlighted some of the priority areas where he will upscale governance if elected president in 2027.
And account for it. Engage all Nigerians into full employment so that they can be productive. To separate the people in government from contracting. Take economic production to the lower levels. Productivity in the states and productivity in the local governments. Once you do that, you will see that agriculture will rise.
Thank you for all the support you have been given the party and in particular our presidential candidate.
National chairman of the party, Professor Abubakar Sadiq Gombe, also urged stakeholders in Osun governorship election to stick to the rules and ensure the right thing is done. Now, in other news, furtherance to promoting efficient service delivery and output among workers, the Federal Character Commission is embarking on a step-down capacity building and orientation workshop for civil servants in Lafia. Bilkisu Gurku reports.
With the theme, Repositioning the Federal Character Commission for Institutional Renewal, Leadership Cohesion and National Relevance, the workshop seeks to strengthen the Commission's workforce, promote institutional renewal and bridge existing gaps in the implementation of the Federal Character Principle.
Every agency now have to apply to advertise the recruitment. Anything that is above 125 will give a waiver because the number is not big. If you want to employ less than 125 and you go to advertise, it will be chaotic for that agency.
This thing is not mainly important. It reflects
conventional-minded. The secretary to the state government of Nasarawa State, Labaran Magaji, represented the chairman of the Civil Service Commission, and the head of service Nasarawa State commended the commissioner for her efforts while calling for more opportunities for indigents of the state. The resource person, Professor Musa Yushahud Al-Hatu of the Department of Public Administration, Federal University of Lafia, stressed the importance of continuous capacity building in achieving an efficient and productive workforce.
I really thank God for this opportunity because I know that FCC in Nasarawa State will have a new term.
In Lafia, Bilkisu Umar Gulku, NTA News.
And for more reports on Nationwide, let's join Bilkisu in our Jos Network Center.
Welcome to Jos. Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang says his administration remains committed to expanding access to information and communication technology across the state through investment in digital infrastructure for accelerated development. He said this at this year's conference of Nigeria Computer Society RISE 2026, hosted by the state government. Grace Akwego-Tip's report is here presented.
While emphasizing the critical role of computer application in modern-day life, the governor said his administration deploys technology to boost internally generated revenue, strengthen civil service reforms via biometric payroll verification, as well as nurture young innovators through the establishment of innovation hubs.
In agriculture, for example, we cannot continue to go by the manual labor that we're used to. We've got to find the innovative tools that will deliver better production of food.
For the key players, the time is ripe to position Nigeria as a leading digital economy in Africa and an active contributor to the global knowledge. The rapid advancement in artificial intelligence, the president of the Nigeria Computer Society says, reshapes economies, governance and education while creating unprecedented opportunities for innovation and sustainable development.
The 2026 International Conference reminds us that innovation must be inclusive, should create opportunity for every Nigerian, regardless of geography, gender, age, or socio-economic status.
Following concerns by stakeholders in the livestock sector over the impact of the recent outbreak of African swine fever in Plateau State, an appeal has gone to government at all levels to support affected farmers to cushion the effect of their losses. This is part of the recommendations made during the assessment tour by a team from the Federal Ministry of Livestock Development to investigate the impact of the outbreak. Abba Abubakar Yakubu's report is presented.
In Jos, the team visited Shikrit Farm at Kwatazawan in Jos South local government area, one of the most affected farms in the recent outbreak of African swine fever in Plateau State. The team also assessed South, Jos North and Bassa local government areas where farmers were met counting their losses.
If one pig will cost me more than $1 million, quantify 50 with so many piglets, and that one each is sold for $250. My prayer is the government should come to our aid.
It's not really an easy thing for me, seeing an investment that I have made over the years getting wiped out within a very short period of time.
Veterinary officials with the team took samples from the remaining pigs in the farms for further investigations. As part of the assessment tour, the team was National Veterinary Research Institute, VOM, and University of Jos Veterinary Teaching Hospital, where they were management of various institutions and assured them of their support and cooperation for the success of the medical investigation.
We welcome the swift action from the Federal Ministry of Livestock.
If farmers can adhere to adequate biosecurity, I think we won't have so much a reoccurrence of this situation.
Once they are confirmed, the Chief Veterinary Officer of Nigeria will now report to the World Organization for animal health.
There were presentations of some disinfectants and containment materials for onward use to control the spread of the disease.
Those are the stories from Jos. Nationwide continues with Elizabeth in Abuja after this break.
It's election time. The Osun governorship election holds on Saturday, 15th August 2026. Watch every moment unfold and live only on the NTA, the largest television network in Africa. From vote to results to declaration, we bring you full, credible, and uninterrupted coverage. Watch it all happen live only on NTA, the largest television network in Africa. Don't miss a thing.
This November, the world of communication converges for one defining moment. WPRF Abuja 2026. From Sunday 15th to Saturday 21st November 2026. Experience 7 unforgettable days at the prestigious Transcorp Hilton Abuja. From elite golf and polo tournaments to a vibrant 24-hour tailoring showcase. Dynamic youth engagement, powerful academic sessions, and the unforgettable sights and sounds of Abuja. Featuring a special Opera Day celebration honoring African public relations excellence. Theme: responsible communication, the voice of the world. Register now at www.wprf2026.niprng.org.ng. Be part of history. WPRF Abuja 2026, where the world speaks with one voice.
Third quarter is here. NTA Television College Refill Jos invites media practitioners and non-media practitioners to be part of our short proficiency courses starting from 13th July to 25th September 2026. The college offers hands-on experience on practical training from certified professionals in the broadcast field. The courses will commence as follows: online reporting, digital studio architecture and integration, intermediate camera operation, motion graphics design, parliamentary reporting and judicial reporting. For registration details, course schedules and more information, visit our website at www.ntatvc.edu.ng or call the following numbers: 0803-383-4343 or 0806-980-9807. NTA TV College Refill Jos, your gateway to media excellence.
Are you ready? Join us on Reshaping Democracy, a groundbreaking program on the network service of the NTA, where citizens get the chance to ask ministers, heads of ministerial departments, agencies, and other top government officials questions on their performance and delivery of mandates. With no sector of limits, conversations build around bridging communication gaps for feedback and effect as our guests engage with the people they serve.
How does ND foster partnerships with organizations, government agencies, NGOs, among others?
As our leaders give account to citizens' inquiries on good governance, tune in to Reshaping Democracy, a creative concept coming up every Tuesday evening at 10:05 p.m.
This is Reshaping Democracy.
Thanks for staying with us. No doubt the insurgency experienced for more than a decade in Borno State disrupted economic activities. Now, the state government introduced several initiatives, from jobs to skills acquisition, to restore livelihoods for the youths. Mohamed Goni has this reports.
One of the major interventions by the Borno State government is the establishment of mega vocational training schools, providing practical skills in many areas, including information and communication technology, electrical and solar installation, welding, carpentry, automobile repairs, hairdressing, POP construction, and bricklaying. The centers are also providing opportunities for young men and women, including many who had their education disrupted by the insurgency, to acquire skills that can translate into sustainable livelihoods.
So immediately after graduation and then the distribution of startup kits for the student,
there is a committee, a very strong monitoring committee that monitors all the beneficiaries within and outside the state.
The state government has also established ICT centers across the state's local government areas to equip young people with digital literacy and prepare them for opportunities in the modern economy. Other interventions include training and supporting GSM repairers with starter packs, while GSM marketers have received financial assistance to expand their businesses. Tricycle operators have also benefited from the procurement and distribution of tricycles at 50% subsidized rates, alongside support for micro, small and medium enterprises across the state.
We have learned a lot in just 1 month.
For the state government, investing in skill and enterprise development remains a key pathway to empowering the youth and rebuilding a resilient local economy. In Maiduguri, Mohammed Gwani, NTA News.
And Mohammed is standing by in Maiduguri to tell us more about these initiatives affecting lives positively. Mohammed, nice to see you. Let's hear from you.
Thank you, studio. Yeah, like we've just heard from the report, I want to emphasize that all these skills mentioned in the vocational training center are what we can describe as relevant in the labor market, because no training or no skill or trade will be said to be irrelevant, except what the trainees need at this time is starter pack and perhaps take-up grant, and this government is providing this at the end of their training. Another thing what you have mentioned is that all these skills that we have mentioned are part of what we refer to as TVET. TVET is Technical Vocational Education and Training, which both the Borno State government and the federal government are prioritizing to actually produce skilled young men and women who can add value to the society. Another thing what you mentioned is that this program is all encompassing and gender sensitive, in that all segments of the society are carried along. The female, the male, people with, living with disability, and all are given chance to actually get the needed skill and training. And that government has a way of actually tracking and monitoring the beneficiaries of this training, because they have a special committee that will actually go around even outside the state to actually now meet the trainees, monitor their performance, and at the same time know the challenges they are facing. And at the same time, it is this committee that will now take necessary decision whether there is need to link them up with the private sector. After all, even during their training, these trainees actually go out for their internship or apprenticeship, so that in this private sector that they are participating in apprenticeship, their skills are noted, and that as soon as they graduate, this private sector also absorb them, and so they become relevant in the market space. Another issue needed to be emphasized is that these vocational training centers are spread across local government areas, so that at the end of the day, even those living in communities and villages surrounding the local government headquarters also access services of these schools. Now, Borno State government also, people of Borno State and are always willing to stand on their own, but the insurgency cripples down all business activities. Government has made it necessary now, so it's necessary to provide what we refer to as, as part of social inclusion policy, give them necessary grant for them to come back to business.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. I'm afraid this is the much we can take from you. Thank you very much for the updates. Thank you very much. We appreciate your time. Let's talk education. The Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, has described the leadership style of Jigawa State Governor Malam Umar Namadi as a reflection of President Bola Tinubu's people-centered approach to governance. The minister made the remark while inspecting key development projects in Dutse, the Jigawa State capital. Mohammed Musa Skir reports.
The Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, says Governor Umar Namadi's development-driven leadership mirrors President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's commitments to improving lives of Nigerians through people-oriented policies and programs. Dr. Alausa stated this during an inspection tour of the renewed Hub Technical Services Center and the Bola Ahmed Tinubu Multipurpose Skill Acquisition Center in Dutse, while young people from different parts of the country are receiving vocational training in various trades to promote self-reliance and support national development.
When these students get trained, they can get job, and also beyond being trained in theoretical technical skills, they are spending a lot of their time learning practical skills. This is what building human capital is all about.
What we are doing, we are complementing what Mr. President is doing. And I think the Federal Minister of Education, under his leadership, is the one leading the President's agenda in terms of human capital development, in terms of technical skills. And we feel it is important to invite him to come here and see what we are doing.
He reaffirmed his administration's commitments to complementing infrastructure expansion with sustained investments in human capital development, describing skills acquisition and youth empowerment as critical pillars for achieving sustainable socio-economic growth in the state. Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
And that report ends nationwide this evening. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Elizabeth Omori.